Here's a walkthrough of the Kraft Tools CC003W Straight Arrow Groover. And yes, this is a screen recording. I wish I could show you the tool on camera, but it's not possible right now. Still, I'll go through everything that matters because this thing isn't cheap and you should know what you're getting. You will find a link to purchase this and other models at a discount in the description below the video. You can place your order right now. This groover is built around a long 36-inch handle and a 1.75-inch wide bit with a deep 1 3/4 cut.
Did you know that the best discounts on Amazon last only a few hours? That's why I launched 2 channels where I publish the highest discounts on Amazon products in real time every day. Follow the link in the description and subscribe to our Threads and Telegram channels right now to consistently save money on your everyday purchases.
On paper, that sounds simple, but the depth is the part that stands out. Most lighter groovers don't cut that far, so this one sits in a more serious space for people who need deep control joints in fresh concrete. The body feels solid in photos and specs. Kraft usually sticks to heavy steel, and it shows in the weight numbers. It's not feather light. If you're used to cheap stamp tools, this one will feel closer to a small anchor. That's good for stability. Not so good when your arms are already worn out by the last hour of a slab. The arrow shape of the bit is meant to pull a straight joint with less wandering. In practice, that design works best when the concrete is at the right stage. Too wet and it drags a little, too dry and you'll fight it. That's true for most groovers, but the deeper bit makes timing even more important. If you miss the window, you'll feel extra resistance. I've seen people online saying it works smooth once you get the timing right, and that lines up with what you'd expect from a deep-cut hand tool. The 36-inch handle is long enough to help with reach, but it's not long enough to save your back on bigger pours. You still end up bending more than you'd like. A few users mentioned swapping the handle for something longer, and honestly, that makes sense. The stock handle is fine for small pads, but a bit short for wide driveways. There's no fancy grip or padding, just a straight, no-nonsense handle. That's normal for this kind of tool, but if you work for long stretches, your hands will feel it. Build quality seems consistent. Edges look clean, welds look like the usual Kraft style. Solid, but not polished for looks. This tool is built to work, not to win beauty contests. I didn't see major complaints about defects, which is a good sign. The downside is the price. It costs more than many similar groovers, and you don't get extras or comfort features in return. What you pay for is depth, durability, and a dependable cut. If that's what you need, it makes sense. If not, there are cheaper options that still handle everyday joints. One thing to note is the weight distribution. The forward heavy feel helps the bit sink into soft concrete, but it also means you guide more than you push. It takes a few passes to get used to that. Once you do, it tracks fairly straight. But if your surface isn't level or your stance is off, it can drift. The arrow bit reduces drift but doesn't eliminate it. Anyone expecting a perfect line without technique will be disappointed. Maintenance is straightforward. Clean it right after use. If you let concrete dry on the deep bit, you'll hate your life later. The steel can take abuse, but dried concrete on the cutting edges always shortens tool life. There's no moving part here, so nothing to break besides your own patience. Overall, this groover feels like a tool for people who know what stage of concrete they're working with and want a deeper, clean joint. If you're new to concrete work, it might feel unforgiving. If you've been around slabs for years, you'll understand what it offers the moment you look at the bit dimensions. It's not fancy. It just does a specific job with a bit more depth and bite than the common budget tools.